This is order of operations. Remember to always use order of operations. Just because we're doing a lesson right now about order of operations doesn't mean this is the only time you use it. You always use order of operations. And always work from left to right. The first thing is grouping symbols, and there's several grouping symbols that you will see. Parentheses, brackets, braces, fraction bar, or absolute value bars. When you see these, complete those first. And you're going to use absolute value within the grouping symbols. Then you use powers, then division and multiplication from left to right, whichever one comes first. Then subtraction and addition from left to right, whichever comes first. Remember, multiplication does not come before division. Addition does not before subtraction. These happen at the same time. Whichever one's on the left, you complete that first. Common mistakes are just doing two steps at one time, trying to work too quickly. It doesn't take that much extra time to write another problem down or write another line. Putting multiplication before division or addition before subtraction. And not completely simplifying within grouping symbols first. So let's look at number 1. Okay, so for number 1, the first thing I'm seeing is I see grouping symbols. So I know I need to completely simplify the numerator and the denominator first. So I'm just going to write them separately. So that way I know I have to complete those first. So within that, I look at what I need to do, and I need to do powers first. 2 to the third power. Remember, 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. It's 8. Make sure not to put 6. It's not 2 times 3, it's 2 to the third power. So then 8 minus 5 is 3. My numerator is 3. For the denominator, I have 15 plus 9. There's only one operation. So that's 24. So that's my denominator. Now I need to check if I can reduce this, and I can, because 3 and 24 are both divisible by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So I get 1 over 8. Number 2. I have grouping symbols, and I have grouping symbols within grouping symbols. So here I need to start on the innermost grouping symbol, and that's by parentheses. So everything else I'm just going to write as it is. All I did was add 2 plus 3. I got 5. Next, I'm looking at this. Here's my power, 5 to the second power. So that's 25. Remember, that is 5 times 5. Now I have to finish off the brackets. And here, just like parentheses, the brackets mean to multiply, so 6 times 7 is 42. Number 3 looks like this. I see no grouping symbols, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for powers, and here I have 2 to the third power. I'm going to change that to 8. Everything else I just drop down and write it the exact same way. Next, I have division and I have multiplication, so I'm going to work from left to right, so that means I do 48 divided by 8. And that's 6. Then 6 times 3 is 18. Then 18 plus 5 is 23. Last one is number 4. I have a bunch of variables here. I have their value, so I'm going to substitute it in. 3 when you substitute it in, it's a good idea to put whatever you substituted in parentheses. So it's 3 times 4 to the second power and I'm making these parentheses big so you can see that those are the original ones. That's these original parentheses. Okay, so I need to work within my grouping symbols first. So here, I must complete powers. 3 to the third power is 27. Everything else can stay the same. 2 times 5 is 10. Then to complete my grouping symbols, I add 10 plus 27, I get 37. Now I need to work with powers. 4 to the second power, 16. Then multiplication, the parentheses now means to multiply. So that's 48 plus 37, and that's 85.